What is going on, everybody? It's Ryan with Tundra4x4.club. We received another package yesterday and another upgrade for the Tundra, and we're going to go ahead and get into that now. And it's a commonly overlooked part when it comes to your suspension, and that is going to be the stock or factory bump stops. Let's get into that right now. As always, if this is your first time here, I'd like to say welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon so you can see when we do more videos about Tundras, Tundra upgrades, or off-road.
Okay, as we're talking about bump stops, I'm going to try to find a way to do this where you guys can kind of see exactly what I am doing. Believe it or not, I haven't been able to find anything on YouTube on the removal and replacement. Usually just people showing that they're already replaced and then they go test them out. But this is one of your bump stops here, and you also have another bump stop on the other side here. If you look next to that shock, that's going to be the front. So there's two on both sides. There's one in the back and there's one in the front on both sides. However, they say that this one back here is the one that you should replace. You shouldn't replace both of them. So that's what we're going to get into right now. And we ordered some bump stops from Wheelers, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the box.
All right, so here is the new bump stops from Wheelers, and we'll get a better look at these when I take it out of the bag. But one of the things, I mean, they know how to get my attention. They sent some candy with my order. That was pretty cool. And then some little foamy doodahs, and of course, the invoice. And it looks like, ooh, we got some Wheelers off-road swag here. Very cool. All right. So the new bump stops right there. And of course, you're gonna get your big old Allen key. These are like grade 8 bolts in your hardware. Now it's amazing because I don't think this does it any justice, but once we remove the old bump stops, we'll do a side-by-side comparison of the two. So stay with me as I try to walk you through exactly how this uninstall and reinstall goes.
The first thing that I did is I sprayed this area with some lubricant to kind of loosen it up, because I'm sure they haven't been touched since this truck was built. So once I did that, actually we're going to use some channel locks. Get up in here, and I'm hoping I can do this with you guys on, and try to break this area. Now they should just unscrew. And they are in there pretty good. There we go, got it off.
All right, so tip number one is gonna be that because this is such a significantly bigger stop, you're gonna need to bring the body of the car up just a little bit to give you a little bit more room, because it is a real tight fit. So we're gonna go jack up the truck a little bit, and then we'll get into the install.
Now we're gonna be able to fit this thing up here and get it started, which is also a pain because of the room. Once you have it started, I'm gonna let it hang there like that, because we're gonna apply a little bit of Loctite. Now that we got some Loctite on there, we can continue. And this is just a slow process. This is gonna be little by little. I guess we could jack up the truck a little bit more, make it a little easier. Maybe we'll do that. It's not the sexiest install in the world, but hopefully it makes a world of difference. They say that the bump stops are commonly overlooked, and we're going to test it out to see if this gives us a little bit more of what we want out of our suspension and a little bit more protection. All right, so pretty much you're gonna keep doing this until it's all the way done. So I'm gonna slowly start threading this, and then I'll get back to you as soon as it's ready to be shown. All right, so there you have it. New bump stop is installed. We're gonna go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side. I won't bore you with the driver's side, we just did the passenger side, but hopefully we'll be able to get some footage here on how they operate in an off-road setting. So let's get that other one on and see if we can get out for a test run. All right, so all in all, it was a very, very, very simple install. I'd say maybe 30 minutes, and that's only because you've got a slow turn. But here's what they look like installed. This is gonna be the passenger side, and then this will be the driver's side. Wheeler said that the actual compression point of this bump stop will compress all the way down to the same size as stock. So right now we're going to go head out to a little small sand dune area that's close by and see if we can get some footage of these things. Unfortunately, I do not have any footage of the bump stops from factory, but this is just going to be the Wheeler bump stops, and we'll go take a look. So let's go have some fun. All right, so we had a chance to go out and test these new bump stops from Wheeler, and before I show you some of that footage, I will tell you that these things are phenomenal. I highly recommend them. As far as all the suspension upgrades that I've done, I would say this was the first one that was immediate. I mean, obviously besides like a lift where you can see the results, but the performance-wise of these bump stops was immediate, especially hitting bumps. It really helps your suspension. It soaks up those whoops, and it's not harsh at all. It actually is quite smooth. It gives me a lot more confidence. We only went out for about a half hour, but I tried to find different whooped out areas and kind of see what I could do with them, and so I could, you know, bring you this footage. I hope you guys enjoy this footage, because I will tell you right now, it was a pain in the neck to get. Just kind of positioning the GoPro in an area where you had the best vantage point. So let's take a look at it now while we're driving back. Let's take a look at these bump stops in action. Like I said, this is just a small little sand dune area close to where I live, and it was about a, I don't know, 15-minute drive. So here is the bump stop. This is on the driver's side. I did not go around to the passenger side, but we can kind of see here exactly how these are operating, how they're soaking up the whoops, and I was very pleased with these. And for, you know, the price point, let's talk about that. We're talking about $56. I went through Wheeler Direct, and it was fairly inexpensive. As you saw with the install, very easy install, but you do get immediate results if you're doing any kind of off-roading. This is going to save the shocks from, you know, bottoming out, and it's awesome. That's all I can tell you. They're awesome. You should get them. They are Tundra 4x4.club approved. So good job at Wheeler for creating these things, and I don't know, but don't forget to subscribe, and we will catch you guys on the back roads.